Hello and welcome to Stamp with Barb Ryder. I am here to share a little bit of the celebration that's happening January and February. We are going to go through and do a little project with the Darling Donkey. This is one of the sets that you can get for free in our celebration 2021, January and February. There are products in this catalog, and this is something Stampin' Up! Has done for so long. Well, I've been doing this for about 20 years, and they've been doing celebrations since I've been here. So, what this is, you spend $50 in product, and you can choose any of these specific items that are in here. Darling Donkey is one of the stamp sets that you can get for free if you spend $50 before shipping and tax. Oso Ombre paper is right here. That's another one, another stamp set. I'm going to be featuring some videos on all of these, but tonight we're going to focus on Flower and Field designer paper, along with our cute, sorry about the flipping around here, but the little cute donkey right here. So again, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, please do that. That way you'll get notifications every time that I upload videos, and I will be uploading some on all of the free product that we have. Tonight we're going to feature the little Darling Donkey. It is a set that is free. It has 8 stamps. Here's just a little sampling of some of the donkeys. And let's see here. I can't get this cute little one here. This is, he reminds me of Eeyore a little bit. So wanted to share that, and then let's see. If I turn the page, here is the Flower and Field papers. There's so many beautiful papers in this pack. And it comes in 12 by 12 sheet. You get 12 sheets, which is 2 of each design. There are, my light is a little glare there, sorry about that. But there are so many coordinating colors with this package of paper. Bumblebee, Cherry Cobbler, Flirty Flamingo. I mean, the list goes on right here. And they're all listed in the little celebration catalog. And if you don't have a demonstrator, or if you do, make sure that you have a celebration catalog along with the January to June mini catalog. But here are more papers, and here, these are all the colors that coordinate with this designer paper. Isn't this cute? Flower and Field. And then here is some here. This is another set we'll be featuring at another time. Alright, so I shared a little clip of a card that I made on my Stamp with Barb on Facebook. And I wanted to share how I created that card. So we are going to use this little Darling Donkey set, and I've already got my stamp out, and we're going to use this one. So I'm going to move this little guy out of the way. Excuse me. And I've already pre-cut my cardstock. And so what we need is, I'm using Cherry Cobbler. So this is a base of 5.5 by 8.5. And grab my bone folder here. We're just going to give that a nice crease so that our card folds nicely. And then the next step, we're going to just do a few little easy steps here. I'm going to use our snail adhesive, which is double stick tape. And what this does is it gives you some adhesive that will hold your card pieces together. This is basic black, cut down just 1/4 inch smaller, which is 5 1/4 by 4. So I'm going to layer that right on the top. The next thing I'm going to do is use one of the pieces of the designer paper, which is from the Flower and Fields, and it is a free set. I want the stripes on the top. And that is just going to go, I'm just going to kind of eyeball that right there. This is actually, I believe, a 3.5 by 4. And then this piece is the 3.5 by 3.5, I believe. And that's going to go right here. But before we put this down, I am going to just take my scissors and do a little bit of cutting around the flowers to give some, just something a little different so it's not just straight. So I'm just kind of going around the outline of some of the flowers that are here in the paper. Kind of like going around, you'll see the donkey looks like he's kind of in the field of flowers doing his thing. Alright, so we're just going to get this part out of the way before we get with the nitty-gritty of the technique of the card. Alright, so this is just going to get mounted and kind of make sure I have the same amount on the bottom and sides as I do at the top, just like that. Alright, so that is mounted. So this is the base of our card. So this part is done for the moment, so I'm going to set this aside. So what you're going to need is you need some wire, and this is wire that I had, and I looked to see what the gauge was, but I do not see any gauge on here. You can go a little bit thicker than this. I'm going to come right up to the screen. See how thin that wire is? You could go a little bit more, and I think 28 gauge is probably the best that you need. But what you're going to do is you're going to take this wire. We are going to make a spring for this donkey. I'm going to take your pick tool, because right here is a good size to make our spring. And you need to wrap this around maybe 4 times. So there's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay? So that's going to make your spring, and make sure that you have it nice and tight and round, and then take some older scissors, not your good ones, and just clip that wire. And it does clip very easily, okay? And so here's what you have. You have a little spring, and we are going to use that on our project. So I am going to... I also have you will need some type of a circle punch or something that will attach to both sides of the spring. Now I still have my retired 1/2-inch punch, and so I am going to take that and actually just punch out a couple of white circles. And what we're doing is we're preparing this so once we get our card all set and ready. Okay, I am trying to not cause shadows, so I do apologize if there's shadows here. So this is the kind of the tricky part. You do need some tape. What you're going to do is you need to take that tape, this is just clear tape, and you need to take that tape and put it on that, in between that wire. I don't know how well you can see, but it's got to go through that wire, okay? And then your circle is going to stick on that, where the wire is. And so once I get this in here, I think you'll be able to see what I'm talking about. So let me just get this. This is probably the hardest part of the whole card, but this is what makes the card what it is. It is the cutest darn card ever. Okay, so basically I'm just folding that tape down. So you can see I've taped the wire onto that circle, okay? So that's one side. You're going to do the same thing on the other side, so I'll do that again. And these little pieces that are hanging off the edges, you can just cut them off so that they're not going to stick out. So there you go. All right, so we need another piece of tape, and again, you just need it as big as your circle. Just like that. And then if you keep your wire shape, you don't want to get it all bent out of shape, no pun intended. But you need to keep that round spring there. So then you're going to take, I'm going to come right up to the camera, I think, here, hopefully. I'm going to put my tape in right there on that wire. Okay. And then take my circle, if I get this in all the way. See, I did not get it in all the way. Now, if you need to do one more round and so you can get that in there better, but that time it worked. Okay, there we go. And then, see how I pulled that apart? You want to keep that shape. And then just put your wire on the circle. I know this is tedious stuff, but this is how you can make your little wobble. It's so worth it when you see the card, you guys. All right, so here we are. And so I have my little wire sandwich, just like that. Can you see it? Okay. Now, we're going to set that aside because now we got to do our donkey. So there's our mechanism. That's what we needed. So that's out of the way. And I think that my wire, like I said, is just a tad too thin. It would probably be better if it was just a little bit heavier, but you don't want it too heavy. So we are going to take this fun little donkey. We are going to stamp him or her, whichever you would like to call it. To me, donkeys are boys. I don't know. Maybe because of how they obnoxious do their thing and scream and holler and whatever else. But we're going to stamp down the donkey in the Momento black. And I'm just going to quickly wipe off my stamp and make sure that he is clean. And I need to turn my sound off on my phone. Sorry about that. Okay, next step, we are going to color the donkey. I've chosen Gray Granite as my blends and Blushing Bride, I believe that's what it is. Yes. Oh no, Petal Pink. Dark Petal Pink. Okay. So with the dark Petal Pink, I'm going to just color his little hoofs here. And I'm going to color his face. Well, his nose and mouth, and then his ear. Okay. You can choose whatever color you like. I mean, people I've seen donkeys that are the grays, the browns, even some of them have done this in black. So the next thing I'm going to do is take my bullet point, because our blends actually have a bullet tip end and a brush tip end. And I'm going to use the bullet tip end. I always like to do my dark color and do that first. Get a little bit here, like that. Let's do some dark around his face here. Come around like that. Alright, there we go. And then I don't want his belly too dark, so I'm just going to kind of do that. Alright, so there is my dark, and that looks kind of ugly right now, but these blends are like magic. So now I'm going to take the brush tip end of the light granite, and I'm just going to come in here and I'm just going to color right over that area, making sure to color right where I did with the dark. And I'm just kind of doing some circular motions to blend that line in with the light. Okay, so that is how you color with the blends. Now this is dark right here, so I'm going to kind of come around and see how I'm kind of doing that to bring all the color in there. Let me get his little legs. Those are some skinny little legs. Here's the bad part. I do have to cut him out, so you'll have to bear with me while I cut him out. Alright, so there we go. We've got him colored, and let's see here. That's pretty good. Now we do also have a blend that is called a color lifter. I am actually going to take that color lifter and lighten up his belly a little bit. Not sure that's, there we go. That's what I wanted. Can you see that lighter, a little bit lighter there? That is exactly what I wanted. All right, so I'm going to quickly cut this out, and it won't take too long. We don't have dies for the donkeys, but dies are something that we have in tons of our products, and everything can be found right on my website, and I will put that in the link. I'll put the link in the description along with the measurements of the card and what you need to create this little donkey. But if you notice, I am taking the cardstock and moving it as I am cutting. I'm trying to keep up and make sure that I'm paying attention and staying in the way of the camera too. So hopefully you will be able to hit that subscribe button and make sure that you like this video if this is a little tip and technique that has brought you some happiness. And if you like it, that way you can come back and find your liked videos, and you can find it very quickly if you're looking at your items on YouTube. Maybe there's a better way, but that sure helps me when I'm looking for things on YouTube. Again, you can follow me on Stamp with Barb on Facebook, and I do lives on Thursdays along with a monthly virtual online class. I have card clubs that you can join. I have specials every month where you get a free card kit by spending so much with me, ordering from me, whether you do it online or you give me a call. I'm happy to put the order in for you, have it shipped right to you. But I'm almost done with my little donkey here. And there we go. All right, we have him cut out. Move this out of the way. All right, there is our donkey. Now, we're going to attach the spring to the donkey. Okay, so how am I going to do that? The best way I found is using our dimensionals. Okay, but the key here is you want to keep the shape of your circle spring. So I'm going to take the spring and push it on my, not dimensionals, I'm sorry, these are mini glue dots. We'll use dimensionals in just a moment. Okay, so I've got 2 on here. I'm going to take that and I am going to put that on the back of my donkey. Okay, just squeeze that right there. So now we have the donkey has a spring. Okay, all right, so we are ready to put it onto the front of the card. And so I'm just going to do the same thing here. I'm going to see this little excess. Actually, I'm going to cut this off so I don't have so much excess hanging over there of that tape. That's what I'm cutting off, my clear tape. If I can get a hold of it. Keep hitting the wire. There we go. All right, so let's just take this. Let's get a couple more of the mini glue dots. And again, I am using a couple of them to make sure that I have coverage on both sides of the circle. Oops, and see how you can easily get that bent. Like I said, I think mine is just a little bit. Oh, I see. Oh, I didn't get the glue dot where I wanted it. Let's go back in here and get one more over here. All right, I think we got it. Okay, so the next thing we're going to do is we are going to just lay down that circle that we have the glue dots on. Okay. Take that and we're just going to push that right down so that it adheres to the cardstock. And look what we have. We have a little a running, jumping little donkey. Now to finish this card off, I'm going to take the rest of my scraps. I'm also going to use the cute little hee-haw that comes in the stamp set. So let's stamp him. These little words, and I'm just going to stamp it down here onto that section of the scrap cardstock. Put this lid on here before I make a mess. And again, if you have a punch, you could punch it out, but I think it's cute to kind of just go with the shape of the word, which is kind of like a little swerve banner. And I'm going to just cut there. And then just come around here, and again, follow that, the words that are kind of in the banner shape, and then trim there. The next thing I'm going to do is just come in and give myself a little banner here, and then turn my, super easy. Now we do have punches that can do this. I just didn't pull any of them out to do this. I'm just doing it by hand. Alright, there's my little saying, super easy. And I have some mini glue dots, which work fabulous on these small pieces here. Turn it over, and I'm just going to put one here. Not small, I guess thin. Thin would be the right word, because it is skinnier than those large ones. And so Hee Haw is just going to kind of go right there, just like that. And then, you know, I did take my little Hee Haw. Now, it is a darker stamp set, or excuse me, a darker designer paper. But I think I'm just going to go ahead and stamp my little Hee Haw here a couple times. There we go. How cute is that? And I do have a piece of cardstock to go on the inside, and that's just Whisper White to match. And let's move some of this stuff out of the way, grab my adhesive, and get that here. Oh my goodness, there we go. Come on. There we go. Alright, open this up and let's put this on the inside so that we have something to write our message on along with stamping. Hee Haw, and then let's see, what else is in here we could do? It says, you're the best, hey friend, and it's your birthday. I think I'm going to do you're the best. I think. There we go. Just had to figure out which little stamp it was here. And let's just put that right here. Okay, and use our black. Ooh, that is inked up very well. Oh, it's just interesting that it's such a little stamp. You're the best, just like that. And you could take a strip of the designer paper. I don't have any scraps right here, but that'd be fun to put a piece right here that matches the front. Got a little piece there. And that is it. That is one of our cards using the free Darling Donkeys set with all these cute pieces, and making our spring card. I'm going to bring this up a little bit closer, and here we go. Look at that. I love it. Is that so cute? Well, thank you for joining me, and again, I just hope that you will try this out, making these little springs. You can do all kinds of things with those springs. So thank you for joining, and I hope you have a great evening. Bye-bye.